Little one Paul here. Today I want to talk about ways to accumulate Satoshi without even looking at Bitcoin's price and what Bitcoin's doing. There are ways to actually accumulate Satoshi, and the whole thing with Bitcoin, the bull run happening here, the parabolic run happening here very soon. A lot of people can get in the FOMO mindset of just buying Bitcoin, but there are other ways to actually accumulate Satoshi to make more Bitcoin, and that's simply by trading in Forex. You got to trade in Forex, and you got to set up an account to where you're earning Satoshi. So you don't necessarily have to be trading Bitcoin to make Bitcoin. If you put the focus more on not on the crypto side of things, but if you put the focus on the assets that move similar to Bitcoin, but they're stocks and that have the same kind of volatility, you could earn equal, or if not more, if you were trading Bitcoin. So let me show you a couple scenarios. I took a little screenshot here of the US 30, and to give you kind of an idea of how much you can make, I'm going to show you how to set it up to where you can earn Satoshi. But I made videos about it. But I want to also go over a couple assets that can give you back some Satoshi, if you want to make your gains in Satoshi. So we're going to look at a couple assets that move pretty similar to Bitcoin, and how you can use that to actually just stack up your Satoshi by trading it. So anyway, this is the broker that I use. So you're going to need this broker, and you're going to need Trade Locker. And once you set this up, what you basically have to do is set up a Satoshi based balance and move your funds to that balance. You could choose having a Satoshi based balance or a USD based balance. You want to choose a Satoshi based balance, and then once you're done, you can deposit. You have to deposit some crypto and send it here, and then you just send it to that account. Once you do, the site will give you your login details, and you basically will use Trade Locker right up there, and you'll use that for your trading. So whatever asset you decide. So if we look at this real quick, I did a little test, and I was doing the US 30, and just a little test here. Now this did go in the wrong direction, but I'm just kind of giving you the general idea here. Point A to point B with the US 30. I was about 133 in the wrong direction. So if that was in the right direction, my Satoshi balance is about 117,000 Satoshi. So that's about how much I made. So if that was in the positive, it would have been about with one lot size. Keep in mind, one lot size. This is just with one lot size. $133 difference in price in the right direction would have returned me 117,000 Satoshi. So doing this, if this was $1,000 move in the right direction, I probably would be looking at a 0.01 Satoshi balance. So trading the US 30 with making gains in Satoshi, you need to have a goal here of looking for $1,000 move with the US 30. So that's just one scenario. These are the type of numbers that you can expect. US 30 moves pretty good. So let's look at the US 30 real quick. And with the mind now, we want to have a goal here of trying to get at least $1,000 move. Now, I'm not really going to go over my strategy. I go over them in my videos here. But basically, you want to look for a $1,000 move. So, linear line is crossing right about here. So, if we rode this out, and this is about an $863 move in 22 days. So that would have returned that would have returned about probably 863,000 Satoshi, I believe, somewhere around there. And if you rode this out from here to here, this is this move right here took 21 days, but you would have probably made close to a 0.02 with your Satoshi. Now, what I do is I only focus with the trend, so let's look at this one right here. What happened if you rode this entire thing out right here? This is a $3,000 move with USD, but when you're talking about Satoshi here, this is probably about a 0.03, probably very close to a 0.04. If you're trading this with on USD with US 30 on with getting gains in Satoshi. So let's just look for a couple other examples here. Let's look at this one right here. And we wrote this one out. This one is about another. This one took 18 days, but this is over 1,000. This is $1,000 move, so this would return you about a 0.01, probably about a 0.015 Satoshi if you wrote that one out. So that's how you do it with the US 30. We know that the US 30 is, if you know how to trade it, you can actually make some pretty decent Satoshi. When you want to make Satoshi, you don't necessarily have to trade Bitcoin to buy Bitcoin. Which I'm trying to address here is you don't have to buy Bitcoin, or you don't have to trade crypto to make Satoshi. You can do this very well with stocks and other assets. So let's look at another asset here. Let's look at the SBX. And if we can get moves with the SBX, now we do know that if you find $1,000 moves, it probably will give you a 0.01. So let's just look here. Let's look at the SBX, and let's say we got in right here, and let's say we rode this out. Now with SBX, it's very up and down. It's very predictable to find if the pattern is going up or down. Right now, we can figure out that the SBX is on an uptrend, so we can find all these moments. So for me, it's a more safer play to increase the lot size with the S&P 500. So you don't necessarily have to do this with one, but I'll just show you the example of doing it with just one lot size here. So right here, if you rode that one out, you would with the regular USD here, you would have made $324. But with this, if you're doing it with Satoshi, this is probably about 300. I think this is 324,000 Satoshi. If I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong, but that's what this could be. And so if you want to make about a 0.01, you would have to do. You would have to go for maybe a 0.10 lot size. If you want to make, then all you really have to do is study the movements of the S&P or study the movements of the US 30, because those generally move. You can generally understand what direction it's going. You can understand the direction more than just Bitcoin, because Bitcoin's more volatile. And we'll look at Bitcoin at the end of this, but if you came in right here and rode this one out from here to here, this is probably I think it's a 202,000 Satoshi. I'm not sure, but you'll make some Satoshi with that move, but it won't be a 0.02 or anything like that. You do have to increase your lot size. Let's just lose a couple more times here. Now, when it started was right here. So if you actually rode this from point A to point B when the uptrend actually started, you would have made a lot here in Satoshi. If you rode this out from here to here, This is, yeah, if you rode this entire run right here, this is potentially a 0.01, but it did take it did take 145 days, but you would have made a 0.01. Now, during this whole cycle, you could have increased your lot size and made it faster. But anyway, that's the S&P. So real quickly, let's just look at Bitcoin and compare with the volatility. Now, you'll notice with Bitcoin here, it's extremely more volatile than the other assets we looked at. It's going up and it's coming down, and it's a lot more volatile, and you can see that in the chart. But if you know how to trade it, you could still trade Bitcoin, but it is extremely volatile. So anyway, the point of this is you don't have to get into the hype of, if you want a dollar cost average Bitcoin, you can do that. But as far as trading goes, you don't necessarily have to trade Bitcoin to make more Satoshi. It is a lot less stressful to do it when you don't put the focus on trading Bitcoin. If you focus on things like the stocks, because like when we saw it with the US 30 and SPY here, they move in a more they move in a way more that's more predictable. Bitcoin's more volatile, but these stocks move more in a way to where you can kind of figure out where it's going. So if you understand the direction of these assets, you can make Satoshi. So you saw a lot of that. Definitely by trading the US 30, you can make a lot by if you understand the movements of the US 30. So the US 30 and the S&P 500. Now with the S&P 500, in order to get like a 0.01, you will have to increase your lot size. Other than that, you can find some other assets that move like it. I wouldn't tackle gold here, because gold, trading gold to make Bitcoin, gold is one of the most volatile assets out there. But there are assets out there now, US 30, SPY. Now this is only the ones that are available on trade lockers, so you have to look into it. But I think the biggest ones will probably be the US 30 and the S&P 500. But definitely do your own research. Now, the whole point of this video here is you don't have to trade Bitcoin to make more Bitcoin. Bitcoin is volatile. This mindset can actually help you even during the whole parabolic run, because you could still put your focus on the other assets, and the other assets can make you some pretty good Satoshi if you understand how to trade it. But anyway, if you guys like the video, make sure to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. See you guys in future videos.